Hey, I'd like to welcome everybody to the first episode of Live at Builders Millwork. Here at Builders Millwork, 3101 East 10th Street in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This is going to be the first of many educational videos that we'll be doing to bring you news, information, and education that helps your building process easier. Today, on our first episode, I have with me the owners and the founders of Builders Millwork Window, Bob Haub and Mike Bruns. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Couple questions we'll start off with. How did this animal get rolling?
Well, in 1994, Bob and I decided to leave the previous business we were working at together, and it was always a dream of ours to start our own business, and we made the leap and kind of went from there.
Yep. Day one was in my dad's basement, so we started off real big. First office we had was very small office, held 3 people we had in the office.
No windows.
No windows. We sold windows, we just
didn't have any.
Yeah, so everything was done by hand, invoicing, purchase orders, everything. So come a long way since then.
Was a big leap, I imagine, right? Going on, making a decision to start this, and Sioux Falls wasn't quite as big of an animal as it is right now, but I imagine it was. Did we ever wonder, are we really doing this?
Myself, I don't remember it being scary. Maybe I was just too young to recognize that, but no, I wasn't. I think we were both prepared to go and start our own deal.
Yeah, back in the early years, we probably had more competition with our competitors in the windows, millwork. We kind of stayed in our own lane, specialty items with the windows and the millwork and the cabinets, and it's just we evolved into a place for people to come to instead of wondering if they're going to come. They're starting to. They just come and buy their products here.
Was there an original vision based on what you'd seen in the past, places that you'd worked? That, hey, we know we want to be different. Here's how we want to be different.
I don't know if we ever had in our head that we would evolve to a showroom quite to the extent that we have now, but we did want to show windows, especially back at the time we started, in nicer displays and full wall displays. Back at that time, it wasn't too unusual to have everybody just had what you call a suitcase sample, 2 foot by 4 foot casement or slider that you could put on a table and show somebody. We did want to enhance that and put the displays in a wall so people could see what it looked like in your own home. But
we opened this showroom 4 years ago, so I mean we wouldn't have what we have today without having the experiences that we had before we started this. So made this possible. I think just doing the past experience we had and the growth.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is there, I'm sure that you guys have contractors that have been with you the whole time, yeah?
Yeah. We both have quite a few on the list that have actually retired now that were about the same age as us. Yeah, I've still got some builders I'm personally dealing with between our last place and here, 36, 37 years. So
yeah, we've met a lot of people over the years, but the early on ones are probably the ones that we brought with us at the very beginning. I would say that Mike and I especially are probably closer to them than a lot of the newer people that we work with today, but been a lot of history there. Been through a lot of ups and downs, big projects, small projects, big problems, little problems, and we're here to fix them. So
what has been the biggest change that you've seen throughout the history?
Probably what people can find on social media, on the internet, their ability to search for products and to search for unique things is so different than it was 30 years ago. A magazine was all you had. You buy a certain magazine, you might see a picture of something you like. Now you can go on social media, places like Haub, Pinterest. You can look at pictures all day long and see different things, see different products. And people come in looking for that stuff now. It used to be pretty generic. It used to be pretty, you only sold this style door and this species of wood and that type of stuff. And now, especially in the higher end homes, people are looking for something unique, something to set their home apart.
Sure.
Yeah, no doubt. The product offerings have expanded tremendously. I mean, we actually at Builders Millwork in the early years, we stocked a door, a flush oak door. So we could actually measure the project at 8 o'clock in the morning. We could deliver it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Today, it's not that way. I mean, everything's so custom, so special. So we still stock a lot of products, but there's a lot of it we got to order in anymore because it's just everything's different.
So there's been a big evolution, right? We've had a couple locations. Is it 5? Is that right?
It fixed if you want to count T as a warehouse. So
Sure. Yeah.
So we actually, for 10 years of our livelihood, we were separated from our warehouse. Back 4 years ago, we were able to bring everybody back together, and it's really helped the communication side of our business and the service to our builders and our people that we serve.
Yeah, the communication internally is a lot better when everything's back under one roof like this.
Yeah, for sure. So when we see this big evolution of changes, small office, room for 3 people, handwriting all the tickets. Fast forward 31 years later, almost 60 people, computers and lots of trucks and lots of people. Is the vision still the same?
The vision's always been the same, to be the best we can at our job. And by that, we've come quite large doing that. Today we got, in this building alone, we got 43 offices. I mean, that's so going from 1 to 43, that's a huge undertaking. And today we got an IT guy that works for us. Didn't even know what an IT guy was when we first started, you know. I mean, we had 1 computer. We didn't even need that. So
Bob and I used to sit in our first office and probably our second one also and handwrite and invoice all night long after we shut the doors. And now neither one of us, I don't think, can produce an invoice.
Or know what to charge for it. And back then, I mean, casing 59 cents. I mean, door cost us $99, and we knew we probably had our fingers on the cost, but the cost was on a few items instead of all the items that we have to sell for a house today. So big change.
So if we're going to change something up, and just think about, we've had the last 31 years and we've seen all that's happened there. Great story, cool stuff, lots of people, lots of faces. Sit down and do something like this, we have the opportunity to remember a lot of those kinds of things. But what about looking forward? What do you think it looks like 10 years from now, 15 years from now? Is Builders Millwork still a staple in the Sioux Empire?
I would say we will be. I mean, we try our best to stay up with the trends. We'll continue to change our stocking items, which I think if you look at what we do here, what we stock it kind of drives what we sell. So when you start going out and looking parade houses and seeing what the builders are using, it's pretty much a lot of it's what we have here and sell. So we're going to continue to try to be the trend leaders in Sioux Falls, if you want to say that. And, you know, I think, the evolution of windows in the last 5 years have changed so much. So I have no idea where we're heading. I'll tell you that we'll be able to serve what's needed, but things have gone from small to big, and from operating windows to fixed windows, and from colors are endless outside anymore. So I mean, it's changed so much, and so to sit here and try to guess what it's going to be, I think we've been doing it too long to really guess what that's going to be. But you can bet that we'll be ready for it. So
Cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do feel, though, that we'll keep putting our best foot forward as far as creating new ideas, creating, in the millwork business, new profiles, trying to stay ahead of the game and be the first to have something. But you never know. Market changes all the time. It just depends on what happens in the market of how Builders Millwork might have to change.
Well, and I think that we've seen over time that we've had to adapt, right? And because of the knowledge that you guys possess and the understanding of the business and the business model, and I think it's really important to talk about the fact that your business model hasn't changed. Lots of stuff has changed, the size of the company, the number of employees, the volume of business, the amount of contractors in Sioux Falls. But your overall vision, like we've talked about today, has stayed the same, and I think that's what's driven it. So moving forward, if you can hold on to that, well, I think we got a lot of winning to do yet, right?
Yep.
Yeah. As long as we stay customer focused and our goal stays having them have a great experience coming in here and working with our salespeople, our team, our delivery system, I think Builders Millwork will continue to succeed in the future.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, you look at you talk about the time frame and how long we've been here and doing this, but with that comes the experience of doing projects, maybe some wrong, but a lot of them right. So, I mean, I think we started adding up. I think we kind of failed because we quit because we had a lot of years, but I mean, it's probably over 200-300 years of just experience with the outside sales force that we have that have been doing this in Sioux Falls and around the area. So we got a lot of experience here. That's why you can't take that away from anybody.
Well, thanks for the history. Good stuff. For everybody out there, I hope that moving forward that we can continue to answer questions for you. This show will continue to evolve as well and do cool new things. If you're a current customer or would like to be a customer of Builders Millwork, we'd invite you to come on down to our showroom and check us out. We'll see you next time.